Good morning, everybody. We are in Mercury Retrograde now. Now, lots of people shit themselves when Mercury Retrograde comes about. It's like, oh my God, Mercury Retrograde, everything's going to go wrong. No, it's not the case. Mercury Retrograde can be used in such a positive way. It's basically a time to go back over things, to reset, and to double check everything. So, before I move into the tarot spread, let's have a little look at it. Mercury Retrograde is in Gemini. Gemini rules Mercury, or Mercury rules Gemini. And it rules the third house in the astrology chart, which is all to do with communication. So communication at the moment is super important. You might have to be careful how you say things. You might need to slow things down a bit. You might need to be careful about your texts, your emails, and double checking everything a million times before you send it in case it does a prediction and changes all the words and somebody takes it the wrong way. You don't have to be responsible for other people's stuff. How they take things the wrong way is up to them, but be responsible for your own doings. Now, we blame Mercury Retrograde for everything going wrong, particularly technology, but we need to take some responsibility ourselves, I feel. If we blame the game all the time, blame game, then that's the energy we're going to create around us. We're going to manifest that blame all the time. Whereas if we take personal responsibility and think, do you know what, my actions led to that cock up, during Mercury Retrograde, we're going to be able to blend with it a lot easier. Yesterday, somewhere, first day, 3rd of May, I lost, 3rd of May, 9th of May, 10th of May. I lost my charger to my laptop. Can't find it anywhere. Bloody brand new laptop as well. Now that was in Mercury Retrograde. Could I blame it? Yes. But did I just misplace it? Yeah. Just happens to be my mind wasn't quite with it, possibly because of Mercury. So we need to take personal responsibility for things. That's going to make things a lot easier. Mercury Retrograde is a fabulous time to go back over stuff. I love it. I'm like, I can't wait for a Mercury Retrograde. I'm about to launch my e-course for the tarot course, which people can buy, download. Instead of waiting for my next course, you're able to buy it straight away and use it at your will. Module by module, every single card, plus some spreads, plus this, plus that. And it's pretty much ready. But now, I've been waiting for this time to go back over everything. So I've sent it to a friend who's going to recheck it all for me and go through it with a fine-tooth comb to make sure that there's no spelling mistakes in any of the notes and the PowerPoints, and to make sure that it flows. There will be some mistakes for sure. There will be things she'll come back and she'll say, that didn't make sense. I don't like that. Don't like this. So this is the time that I'm using to go back over and double check everything. Fabulous. What a brilliant time. So this is the energy that you want to really install. I love a Mercury Retrograde to go back over stuff. And because we work with energy, if your mindset is going to be, shit, fuck, it's Mercury Retrograde, I don't want to get out of bed for 3 weeks, you're going to be living in that bubble. If you're like, woohoo, this is a time to reboot, this is a time to go back, this is a time to check over everything, that's the energy you're going to create. And it's going to be a lot more fun. It's happening anyway, so we might as well enjoy it. So here we've got some do's and don'ts. Now, don't sign important documents. I made that cock up yesterday. I've ordered a phone for my son and it said 3 to 4 weeks and it's arriving today. I'm like, oh my God, this is probably going to cost me a fortune. It's too late. All I can do is double check it, everything. Go through all the contracts, give it to Colin to have a look at, give it to my dad to have a look at, give it to Gemma to have a look at. That's all I can keep doing. So be mindful. Don't sign anything hasty. Go back over things. Double check everything. If you've got new things starting up, it's really not the best time to do anything new. This is a recheck time. But if you do have new things and you can't help it, make sure you double check everything. Try not to call the ex or send a text of anything to someone toxic. You don't want to be reliving that energy here. And communication could go wrong. Mercury rules communication. It rules the third house, which is to do with communication. And also travel. So be mindful about your travel plans as well. There could be some delays or some hiccups there. Just double check it all. Try not to buy anything electrical. I've got to buy a new lead. I'm just getting that phone. But try not to buy anything electrical. Have a look at going over things. Double check all your cars or all your mechanics. Double check your bikes. Double check anything that you've got that has a mechanical connection to it here, because Mercury rules the mechanics. So we want to go back over things. We want to get things shiny. We want to get things looking fabulous and working perfectly. We don't want to do anything new or add to new. We just want to make things better. We want to use what we've got, go over it, shine it all up. Now, be careful that you don't get involved in any drama or that you don't jump to conclusions where there is any gossip, lies, or rumours. Gemini and Mercury can be mixed up communication when it's retrograde. So things can be taken out of context, things can be misread, misheard, and 2 and 2 and you get 5. So unless you're hearing it from the horse's mouth, to be very mindful not to jump to any conclusion or make any assumptions. And even if you are hearing it from the horse's mouth, if there's 2 people involved, you might only be hearing half of it. So really you're only listening to 50%. And you're making a judgment on 50%, that's not right anyway. So be mindful about what you're listening to, unless you've got 100%, unless you were there, unless you're the one. Be mindful what you're listening to, what you're taking on board, what your actions are, especially where drama, gossip and lies are connected. So what can you do? What can you do now that we've got Mercury retrograde? Well, you can go back over everything. Now is a really good time to review all your contracts, all your legal documents. Review everything before signing. Perhaps go over your bank statements, double check that you've got everything coming out, that you want coming out, nothing extra. Go over any signings. Now, this is a really important time for the kids at school here because they've got their exams. My son's got his exam next week. So, is exams good during Mercury retrograde? Well, they are going back over things. So let's hope that this is a good time for them there. They are going back over things. Revision definitely would be good. Revision would be good for them. Now is a time to complete unfinished projects. So rather than starting something new, go back to things. Did you finish that off properly? Did you complete that? Did you sign it off? Or is there still things that you need to look at? I'm rebranding and I've done a shitload of work that I've now got to go back over, but it's going to look better. It's going to look better. So this Mercury retrogrades are a really, really good time to go back over and just tweak things. It's going to be better for you. What isn't good about that? Read texts, emails, work projects, anything that you're handing in properly. Make sure that you are thorough and that you're doubling, checking everything. Doubling, checking. Back up all your work as well. If you've got hard drives, back it up. If you haven't got a hard drive, grab one. Back everything up. That's going to be really important, Mercury retrograde, to keep everything safe. What else can you do now? This is going to be difficult for some. Consciously be mindful about what you're going to say and your speaking. Mercury retrograde can end up tongue twisting you or can make you get confused easily. So be mindful what you say to people and how you say it. Someone could take it the wrong way, which is their problem, not yours. But if you've delivered it in the wrong way, that is your problem. So be mindful about how you say things. Now, this is a biggie. Forgive those who you might have hurt in the past. Or hurt you in the past, and forgive yourself for any mistakes that you've made in the past. Go back over things, let it go. As you come out of retrograde and it moves direct on the 4th of June, my wedding day. Thank God I'm not getting married in a Mercury retrograde time. Back over things. But yes, make sure that you forgive. We want to go into this direct phase next month in a more positive mindset. So here's a few cards we're going to look at for Mercury retrograde. Now, the first one is the energy around us. Let me just find my spread. The first one is the energy around us. What is the energy that this Mercury retrograde can bring? Ace of Swords, new beginning. If you looked at my Insta, we pulled this card this morning as well. New beginnings. So this Mercury retrograde is going to allow you to clear the crap. It's going to allow you to be more focused. Perhaps there's a block. Perhaps there's something that's stopping you. While we don't want to do something new, this card comes in when there is a block and then all of a sudden clarity becomes. So maybe you've awakened from something. Maybe you've got it. And this Ace of Swords, the energy that's around you can help you clear that clutter, clear that baggage, clear that crap and go forward with more focus and a new direction. How will this Mercury retrograde potentially affect you? It could affect your friendships. But it could also build people together with the Three of Pentacles. It's teammates, it's productive. This is about working together and working in harmony, and projects that have a positive outcome as long as everyone is on the same page. So potentially the Mercury retrograde could affect you by your projects, by your teammates. Now this would be really important that you are mindful with your words, that you are speaking clearly, and that you are communicating in a good way. This could be really, really good for you, or this could be really damaging for a team or a group. So you want it to be positive. So work in harmony and be respectful of everybody and thoughtful of everybody. What do you need to re-evaluate now? What do you need to re-evaluate? Well, you could, sevens are a re-evaluation number in the tarot. So you literally could be re-evaluating your life. Are you where you want to be before you move into that next step? Is this what you want to be doing? A retrograde is perfect for this. Checking in with yourself, particularly your finances, particularly your work or your home, anything on a practical nature. Is this what you want to be doing for the next 6 months? Is this where you want to be going? Are you in the right spot? And if not, you need to think about making some changes. And the Mercury retrograde message for you, Page of Swords as your message. Now, pages are new beginnings, new ideas, or young people. So as a message card, as a Mercury retrograde message card, this is saying there could be some confusion going on. Your head might be spinning a little bit. You might be, do I do this or do I do that? So go back to the drawing board. Take your time. Don't rush anything. Don't rush anything at all, except where there could be some delays. Make the most of it. If you're in a delay, try and think of something that you can do while you're in that. Make the most out of the situation. Don't rush into anything there. Take a step back, take a breath. There are some very positive new ideas brewing for you, but those ideas just need a little bit more wingle-wangle going on at the minute there. And anyone young, this could be connected to, like I said, school people with their exams, or just someone younger than yourselves there. Just be mindful that their head could be a little bit mashed up at the moment, and they might need a bit of extra communication, a bit of extra support. Perhaps they're struggling with their communication and they don't understand this Mercury retrograde that you do. So you could be a positive influence on others now. So there you go. That is your little Mercury retrograde chit chat. I hope you enjoy that, and I hope it clears up any negative connections to Mercury retrograde. Let's embrace that. Let's change the energy. Let's enjoy a Mercury retrograde, because then you're going to bring in a positive aspect to it. It's happening anyway, so we might as well work with it rather than against it. Happy Mercury retrograde, everyone. Have a good 3 weeks. Make the best of it.